Okay. Bradley, can you hear me? I guess not.
I hear you.
Yeah, he was asking me if 998 is showing his video feed, and it's not. We're getting an exercise class.
Currently it's
Can you hear Bradley?
Terry, can you hear me now? Terry, Zoom, can you hear me on Zoom?
Yes, it's for the residents, yeah. Normally the big room, that's where you would have done that before COVID. And so this is the first time we've actually had everybody out that's here. We can get them all through Zoom. So this is a big deal. Everybody being out there right now. And yeah, the whole station business is kind of- What are we calling this now? Is it state of business or we changed it? Still state of business, okay. So yeah, so it's the executive director of that one. So that's all. Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they look great. Yeah, it does. Of course.
Hi, Ms. Jepson.
I do. Are you having music? Are you having music?
No music, just a boring presentation. But that's better than me singing. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here. It is so good to be here. Thank you. It is such a beautiful day today for so many reasons. And so great to see you. After over a year of not meeting in person, it's so great to have the opportunity to be here, to meet in person, as well as to meet virtually. This meeting, obviously, we are here in the recently remodeled, redesigned Fountain Court. This meeting is also being streamed through Zoom. So those that are not able to be with us in person are still able to join us virtually. And so whether you're here or you're at home, welcome. And again, thank you so much for being here. Glad that we can be here together. Now that we have the option to be able to meet in person in this way, once again, I'm happy that we're able to resume a previous practice that we had when we were meeting in person of spotlighting one particular department and all of the team members from that department. And today, we want to take the opportunity to recognize our incredibly hardworking, dedicated, and tremendously important team members from our housekeeping department. It's like an army of incredible team members. This is fantastic. So our housekeeping team members are by far some of the most hardworking team members in this entire community. They do so much work that is so incredibly important, especially over this past year. The work that our housekeeping team does has been critical to the health, the safety, and the comfort of our entire community. So wanted to, one, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you. And we wanted to, because not all of us get the opportunity to interact with our team members on a regular, our housekeeping team members on a regular basis, we wanted to give each one of them the opportunity to come up to the microphone, let us know what your name is, what your position is, and how long you've been a team member here at the Terraces. So someone's got to be the first one on the dance floor. So whoever's brave enough to come on up first, and then we'll just go through the whole group.
Hi, everyone. I am so happy to see you again. And my name is Ruth Henriquez. I am working in the Grove area, and I am being here. I've been here for 5 years. And thank you everybody for everything you do for us too. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Griselda Godinez. I got 3 years. My area is laundry. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Gloria Rodriguez, and I work for 4 years in health center. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Maria Yañez. I want clean the apartment for this resident for the on-site. 1 year.
Hi, everyone. My name is Araceli Ramirez. I work here for 4 years, and my work is apartment cleaning.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacqueline Arteaga. I have 16 years working here, and I'm really very happy working for you, for everybody. I'm working in residential apartments, and I'm very happy working here. God bless you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Guadalupe Adan. I work here almost 18 years and in apartments. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Clara Ruiz. I've been here for 14 years, and I work in an outside apartment with the residents, and I like my job, and I like all residents. My name is Maria Resino. I work in large, X-large. I working for 15 years, 1-5.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Betty Cepeda. I work in the laundry for 4 years, 4 months. I'm very happy. I don't know how many more years I stay here. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. I like my work. I like everyone. Okay? Thank you for my job.
Hi, my name is Rosa Maria Santos. Is work in the health center. Is 1 month in the.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Anybody know me? Housekeeping, I'm janitor. I'm working here for 15 years. I was happy with stay with you. Bye.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here today here. So my name is Diana Tiveros. I'm housekeeping supervisor. I've been here for almost 18 years. Thank you for everything. I know it's been difficult for all this year, but I want to thanks to my team. We are highly appreciate all the hard work they do. So we are grateful and so happy for all the passion they put for everything they do. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all you do. Thank you. Thank you again. Thanks.
You are all amazing. And we really, really, really appreciate all that you do. We know it's hard work. We know it's important. The work you do is incredibly important. And it's important that we share that with you. So thank you. Thank you for being here so that we can recognize you. There's a few team members from the housekeeping team that couldn't be here today. So I just wanted to read off their names so that we can recognize them as well. Israel Calmo, Luis Calvo, Maria Castaneda, Edith DeMayo, Meheret Enga, Reina Garcia, Hortensia Hernandez, Maria Otero, Juana Rodriguez, and Alma Rodriguez. So once again, please join me in thanking our incredibly wonderful housekeeping team members. All right. Thank you. You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to head home if you need to go home or do whatever you'd like. Diana's watching though, so don't do anything too crazy. Thank you all so much. We got a lot on the agenda today, so I've got like 12 pages of notes here. See if we can get to it all. Next, we have the privilege of getting to know one of our community advisory board members just a little bit better. I'd like to now invite Brian Bernasconi, board member, resident family member, dad, realtor, all around great guy, to come on up and tell us a little bit about himself. Brian.
Hi, you guys. I cannot say, and I'm sure you're feeling the same way, how nice it is to see everybody. This is just, it's almost like a dream at this point that we would all be here together in a crowd like this. And so my next hope for us all soon is that we get to take these stupid things off and see smiles. I've really missed seeing people's faces. It's something I really miss. Anyway, it's good to be here. Thank you. So I've been on the advisory board a little over 3 years now. A great bunch of people on the advisory board to work with. I know everybody really cares about this community and the residents here and the staff here, and we all endeavor to try and make the place as great as possible, or do what we can to contribute to it being as great as it is. I'm going to compete with that. So about me, I grew up here in Los Gatos. I went to Los Gatos High School. I graduated in 1986 from Los Gatos High School. When I get to do these things, I think about all the things I don't know, like I used to work at Chrysler's, the department store. I know see a couple of heads. Remember Chrysler's? Remember Bud Christensen and the department store we had downtown? I used to sell clothes down there, and the California Cafe I used to work at when I was in high school, and all kinds of different places that I've been here in this town over my 53 years. I just love this town. It's a great place to live and to be and to work and worship and just be a part of community. When I finally did move out of here when I was younger, I moved to New York City and went to an acting conservatory. I don't really tell a lot of people that actually anymore because I don't know how professional it sounds, but I went to an acting conservatory. but studied 2 years with a guy in New York City who's very famous and thought I wanted to be an actor. And then I went on and thought, okay, now I know what I want to do. I want to be a playwright. So I went to San Francisco State and finished my degree with an English degree, thinking I was going to write plays. And lo and behold, some years later, I mean, after a lot of things, I traveled around the world for a couple of years. I met my wife. She's from Denmark. We met while we were traveling in Indonesia. I owned a nightclub in San Francisco. I got to do a number of really amazing things in my life. And then 20 something years ago, I wound up getting my real estate license. It was a good fit for me to be selling real estate because I got to be here. I like it here. I know a lot of people here. That helps. And I get to move around a lot. I don't have to sit at a desk too much. So I like going out and visiting people and seeing places and getting things done. So I've been here selling real estate for the last 20 years. I've raised 2 kids, one of whom some of you probably still know. I don't know if anybody here still remembers Dominic. Dominic's my son. I'll give us just a brief report. He is probably the happiest guy I know on the planet. I know a lot of you know him, or some of you know him and like him, but he was here for 3 years. He started working here when he was 16 years old. And now he's 19 and a half, and he's at college in Reno, Nevada. And seriously, just living the dream for a kid his age. So, and I think we're trying to maybe see if my daughter can't work here next. And so if you like Dominic, you're definitely going to like her. They're both really great kids. We're just really lucky. I've been married to my wife, Christina. Some of the people here, some of the staff here got their photographs taken by Christina. So when you see pictures of the people who work here, a lot of those pictures were taken by my wife, Christina. She and I have been married for 25 years. And living here in Los Gatos a good number of those years together. And I think I won't go on. I think that probably covers most of who I am. I really enjoy being here. I really like you guys. I'm really happy to see you out and healthy and safe and together. It's great. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you for allowing us to get to know you a little bit better. And thank you for all that you do as a member of the advisory board. Playwright, huh? Yeah. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. And your daughter, what department is she interested in working in? Perfect. We'll get you connected. I'm sure we've got a blank application lying around somewhere we can pass on. Jerry's not here, but Christy, HR, take note. All right, speaking of HR, I'm happy to invite Christy McKinney, our Human Resources Director, up to provide us a report from Human Resources.
So good afternoon, everybody. Happy, did I turn it off? So sorry. Good afternoon, everybody. So glad to be here. As everybody mentioned, it's a beautiful day in terms of weather, and it's just beautiful that we can see everybody. We're getting through this and just excited about the future. So for my report, I always get the opportunity to talk about our fine team members and who we have included into our team and the various promotions. So it's actually been a pretty busy month. We've actually hired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 team members since we spoke last. So we've hired CNA Narissa. We've hired Janice, who is going to be working in our tray line department, dining services. Lucero just started today, and she is working in the lodge as a resident assistant. Olivia is working in the wait staff with Sherry and her team. Same with Robert. And then Irma Soto, which you probably have met. She's been working at the concierge and at the screening station. So we are very fortunate and happy that they have joined our team. We've also had a couple of promotions, and you've seen those in Bradley's memos or in the weekly. Diana Tran has moved into the nurse educator position,
And Agnes Toribio has moved her talents over into the wellness department. So she is our director of wellness now. So we're very excited about those transitions. We really work hard in trying to have our team members grow and develop, and we want them to be able to stay with us. So by looking at educational opportunities, learning on the job, and that way we're able to promote team members, whether they stay in our community, whether they go to our sister communities within Human Good. But that is very, very important to us, and I'm so excited that Bradley, it's important to him as well, and we're able to continue to do that on a regular basis. Our turnover is still very good. We're at 16%. So I know industry standards in this type of business is over 30%. So we're very excited. We're always usually typically the lowest within the Human Good family. So we're very, very excited about that. So some of the changes that are not changes, some of our initiatives that we're working on right now is retention and recruitment. We're always looking at those, but we're looking at how we can fine tooth those a little bit, do what we can, and how we can better recruit team members, how we can better keep our team members here. So if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, sometimes it's nice to get different feedback. We'd love, I know many of you were working professionals, and so you might have a lot of great ideas you can pass along to us. So we'd love that. Lastly, I'd like to introduce our new HR assistant, Andrea. So I don't know if you're comfortable to stand up. So Andrea is new to the HR world, but she has a degree in human resources. So I'm very excited to partner with her on a regular basis. Kendall has decided to share her talents in the health center doing medical records. So we're excited for her, again, an opportunity to move to a different area and to be able to shine there as well. So any questions at all for me that I can answer? Yes.
When are you going to get an instructor in the gym?
Good question. I don't know. Sandy will probably tell you more, so I don't want to give all that information, but we do have somebody that will be doing that. Yes, I'm sure Sandy will probably talk more about it. Good question. All right. Have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. Oh, before I forget, sorry. Many of you that have received the paper probably saw this, but it says the best in Silicon Valley, and guess who was the best retirement community? The Terraces of Los Gatos. So this is amazing in terms of recruitment and retention, because it's definitely a team effort. So we were so excited to see this. So congrats to everyone.
Thank you, Chrissy, for that report, and thank you for all that you do to support the community with a focus on our team members. With respect to a fitness coordinator, we have a fitness coordinator who is very close to starting. We will share more information in the coming days, but I believe the tentative start date is April 12th.
Yes.
For our new fitness coordinator. Next, we have the opportunity to hear from Linda Price, our Director of Sales and Marketing, for a report from her department.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh my God, you all are a sight for sore eyes. It is so good to see you, and I just wish I could hug you all soon. I don't have a whole lot to report on today. I mean, business is busy and booming, and we're glad to see you all out. One thing I want to say is, while we appreciate all of our team members and our leadership team, our team really, really appreciates you all. It's been a very difficult year for everyone, and we couldn't be successful without your understanding through all this and your patience and the good ambassadors that you are. I know I sound like a broken record, but the good ambassadors that you are when we have guests on campus. So I will try to do this quickly, but because we're all together, I don't know how many of our new move-ins or new residents are here that moved in with us during these last 12 months or so, but I'd like to just call off their names fairly quickly. And if any of you are here, if you would like to stand up just so people could see, I started saying name with a face, but maybe the name with the eyes. We would love to stand up and let everyone see their new neighbors, because While we are thankful for our current residents, we are also grateful for the new residents that are moving in, and we want to welcome you to this beautiful community. So we'll start, just going in order really of their move-ins, and these started in February of last year. We only really had 2 move-ins in February, and then when COVID hit in March, move-ins stopped until June. So we have really had a busy second half of 2020, and then 2021 here is really moving and shaking too. So these move-ins are Peter and Janet Murray. Again, if you are here, if you'd please stand up or wave. Vanilla Gilbert. Vanilla. Ma'am? March, thank you. And we are glad you're here. John and Barbara Seller. Mary Jean Smith. Barbara Fredrickson. Wesley and Dorothea French. Sally Griffith. Thomas and Mildred Smith. Larry and Mickey Mastretta. Luciana Barsanti. Jim Ottinger. Virginia Whitlock. Barbara Levine. Bill and Virginia Miller. David and Fran Franklin. I see you over there, David, don't hide. Ann and Wilma Baker. Patricia Weber. Carolyn Oliphant. Janelle Klink. Lynn and Janine Wyson. And Jean Shu is moving in today as we speak. So again, it's just great to see everyone out and about, and hopefully the next time we meet in one of these new residents will be adjusted and here with us. So have a great afternoon. I love you all, and it's so good to see you.
Thank you very much, Linda, and welcome to all of our new residents. If you're here with us, those that are here with us in the Fountain Court, we're glad you're here. And if you're able to join us at home, we're glad you've joined our community. Next, would like to ask Vincent Fressa, our Director of Buildings and Grounds, to share a brief report. And then we've got a few more things to go over after that. So Vincent, you're up.
Afternoon. Thank you, everyone. A few updates from Buildings and Grounds. The elevator upgrade. It's moving further along. We've submitted our first down payment. We anticipate work to begin within the next month or so, just depending on the arrival of materials. The carts, the interiors of them will receive an upgrade, along with safety and reliability improvements. Community signage. Bradley and I have been working with the Human Good Design team to update and replace all community signage. These new signs should hopefully be installed before the end of the year, if not much sooner. Lighting. We're continuing to improve lighting in areas throughout the community. So far, we've completed landscape lighting in the pool area, the rock garden along L Building, each of the monument signs, and some accent lighting along the fence of the lodge. Coming soon, I'm working on the pool restrooms, upgrading the lighting in there, and also in the Rose Garden and along L Building. Some upcoming events for us, parking garage cleaning, scheduled for this month, April 27th and April 28th. I'll be putting notices out on TLG Connect next week. And also annual window cleaning is scheduled for June 14th. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent, for all of your hard work. And I think Vincent will stick around once we have open up for questions at the end to answer any questions that you may have. All right. Well, it's been quite a year, hasn't it? Although we still have a ways to go before we can fully transition back to or transition to our new form of normal life. I'm excited to share some recent and some upcoming changes to our precautions and protocol that will hopefully allow our residents to more fully live their best lives. But first, I'd like to take a few minutes to look back over the past year. As a community, there are several things that we've found to be really challenging over the past year for residents, for team members, family members. For one, it's been difficult to appropriately recognize and honor the residents that have passed away over the past year. While we're fortunate that we had very few residents that passed away as a result of the coronavirus, we certainly had several residents that passed away over the past year. And I'd like to just share their names so that we can remember them and afterwards take a brief moment of silence in their honor. Henry Otto, Howard Iverson, Robert Perhusky, Alice Shenyang, Colbert Nakata, Charles Chuck Benjamin, Bernice Scheibel, Doreen James, Norma Olivari, Sherry O'Shard, Nan Rook, Sandra Rubin, Jan Schwegman, Ronald Borcherding, Christine Morgan, Thomas Morgan, George Royer, Carl Thorson, Shirley Newsom, Alice Allie Bratmiller, Rudolph Vandenhood, Elva Mae Emmy Carl, Barbara Metzler, Virginia O'Reilly, Giovanni Pastroni, Diane Gonzalez, Itsuo Yunaka, and Joy Lim. Thank you. We know that this has been a particularly challenging year to grieve the loss of those we love, and our hearts go out to the families who have lost their loved ones. Now, as I look back over the past year, there are a few dates that stand out as being quite significant. March 1st, 2020 was when we sent out our first written community update outlining our initial precautions, which included screening of team members, visitors, and vendors. And that was about it. Later that month, March 13th, was a Friday the 13th. Remember it well. Jerry Austin, Dining Services Director, had been with us for about 2 weeks. We said, Jerry, you got to close the dining rooms, figure out how to serve everyone in their homes. He said, when? We said, 5 o'clock. They made it happen. It was that time when we also stopped all of our group activities in all the levels of living. March 20th, just 1 week later, we had our first team member that tested positive for COVID-19. 11 days later, on March 11th, we had our first resident that tested positive for COVID-19. Skipping ahead a few months to November 21st, we finally were allowed to welcome a limited number of visitors back to the community. Next month, December 17th, our first team members received their first dose of the vaccine. That was a beautiful day. Next beautiful day, January 21st, was the first day that many of our residents received their first shot of the vaccine as well. Another absolutely beautiful day. Now, coming into March 15th, we opened the Lodge Dining Room for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with limited capacity. It wasn't ideal. We were forcing residents to sit really far away from each other, so they had to yell at each other across a long table. But we were happy we were able to do that. Now, earlier this week, Monday, March 29th, a main dining room opened for lunch with limited capacity. Our brand new, recently remodeled main dining room. That was a great day. Now, here we are today, April 1st. We are conducting our first in-person State of the Business meeting in over a year. And it sure feels good. So now, in the upcoming days and weeks, we will be making some additional adjustments that will hopefully create some more memorable days and experiences for all of our team members, residents, and your family members. I want to reassure everyone that all of these changes have been very well thought out. While we're excited to provide more opportunities for residents at TLG to live their most fulfilling lives, we continue to focus on your health and safety, and we continue to be committed to making sure we do all that we can to make these transitions as safe as possible. We want to make sure we have some time at the end to answer questions that you may have. So if you have any questions, please hang on to them till the end. Also, if you're joining us through Zoom, feel free to send your questions in through the chat feature on Zoom, and we'll do our best to get to all of your questions as well. So first, I'd like to review some recent changes that have already taken place over the past week or two. Notions and Needs, our resident-run store inside the Galleria, is now open as of this week. Would like to thank Ruby Eck, Linda Sampson, Ruth Hensley, everyone else that's been involved in getting this store ready to open. Thank you, and we're excited that the store is now open. Please make sure that if you go to the store, obviously you keep your masks on, and limited capacity to 2 customers at a time. So 2 customers plus 1 store clerk. Also, while you're in the store, do your best to maintain distance from each other. Next, the library is also now open with additional hours. The library is now open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we ask that you please ensure that there are no more than 3 people inside the library at any given time. During certain hours, there's a library attendant there. So that counts as one of the 3. But so 3 total in the library at any given time. So I'd like to thank the residents that have been involved with the reopening of the library as well. Now, we may also begin scheduling meetings, events, and other activities indoors in the various meeting and multi-purpose rooms throughout the community. All of the rooms will have capacity limits, and any and all requests to utilize the rooms must be made in advance. To schedule the use of the Shasta room or the Lodge Sunroom, please contact Erica Amador from the Lodge. To schedule the use of the Redwood room, the conference room, the GRA, the Glen Ross Assembly Hall, or the Sequoia room, please contact Dana Arango. Each of the rooms will have signs hung outside of the rooms that indicate the capacity limits and a few reminders, safety reminders. At this moment, starting now, the capacity limits in those rooms are as follows. The Redwood room, 6 people. The Shasta room, 6 people. The Lodge Sunroom, 4 people. The conference room, 12 people. The GRA, 40 people. And the Sequoia room, 8 people. It is preferable that your requests to utilize those rooms are made as early as possible and by email. And we ask that you allow up to 72 hours to get a response to your request to utilize those rooms. So please plan accordingly. At the moment, outside visitors will not be permitted to join in any group events or functions, whether they're arranged by TLG team members or arranged by TLG residents. Although we are open for visitors to visit with you within your homes, we don't want to have outside visitors joining in group activities yet. Hopefully that will change soon, but we're asking that the group events and activities be limited to residents only at this time. Let's see, on the subject of visitors, all outside visitors need to continue signing in and being screened at the screening station right here prior to each visit to the community. And that's important for residents or for visitors to any area of the community, whether it's to the health center, to the lodge, the Grove, or even visitors to residential living. However, one minor change, visitors to residential living as well as assisted living, those visits no longer need to be scheduled in advance. Visitors can still schedule them in advance through TLG Connect, and it's helpful if they do, but it's no longer a requirement. We do ask, however, that visits are limited to 8 a.m. To 6 p.m., at least for the start time of your visits in residential living, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the lodge, assisted living. Visits to the health center and the Grove must still be scheduled in advance through TLG Connect or through the concierge. With respect to overnight visits in residential living, I know some of you have been looking forward to, or even have recently had overnight family members staying for overnight visits, and that is permitted. Previously, we had communicated that overnight visits were permitted as long as the residents they're visiting, as well as the visitors themselves, have been fully vaccinated. One minor change to that, we still strongly encourage overnight visits to only take place with residents and visitors that have been fully vaccinated. That is now a recommendation and not a requirement. So if you have family members that wish to stay with you in your homes overnight, that is permitted. As a reminder, public health guidelines indicate that visitors and residents should still wear masks or face coverings and maintain 6 feet distance as much as possible. They also state that brief physical contact, the examples the public health department gives are brief hugs and hand holding is permitted as long as the parties involved have been fully vaccinated. As a reminder, when you have visitors in the community, we request that the visits take place within your homes or in an area that is isolated from other residents to limit the amount of potential contact between visitors and other residents of the community. Group outings and scenic drives are not permitted. No, I'm just kidding. Those are now permitted and will soon be scheduled. Sandy and Dana and Erica, Martin, Bernadette, and Victor are working on plans to schedule some outings soon. And so we're excited to be able to utilize the large and beautiful bus to be able to take some trips outside the community. So more details coming soon on specific outings and events. And we will be taking the appropriate precautions, keeping many of the seats open on the bus to help facilitate distancing. Now on to some dining related items. Let's see. The tables, as I sort of alluded to earlier, the tables have been rearranged and capacity limits have been increased in the lodge dining room. And this change took place a little earlier this week. And we hope that it now promotes a more enjoyable and more social dining experience for our residents in assisted living. We have also slightly increased our capacity limits in the main dining room. And now parties of 4 are permitted to dine together at the same table. Previously, it was limited to 2. We now have the ability to have 4 people together at a table, obviously as availability permits. Let's see, advanced reservations in the main dining room are still required and will be required for the foreseeable future. And those reservations can be made through TLG Connect or up at the concierge desk. They can assist with making those reservations for you. Meals may also, this has been going on for a couple of weeks now, but meals may be picked up here in the Fountain Court. And you may enjoy those meals here in the Fountain Court at your leisure. And while meals in residential living will continue to be delivered every day for lunch and dinner, at some point in the not too distant future, this will likely be changing. We don't have any exact dates yet. However, these are some of the changes to anticipate with respect to dining services in the coming weeks. First, we will be opening the main dining room for dinner as well as for lunch. Capacity limits inside the dining room will continue to increase. We will discontinue menu distribution and collection in the coming days. For a brief period of time, we will continue to deliver all requested meals at no additional expense and at the discounted rate of 7 points per meal to all residents that are interested. But that will continue for a brief period of time. During that period, menus will need to be collected as well as dropped off by the residents here in the Galleria. The next step after that will be to discontinue the meal delivery service as we know it today and as we've known it for the last year or so. It will still be meal delivery service, will still be available. However, menu prices will be adjusted to be more in line with the prices in the dining room. And also, there will be an additional meal delivery charge, just as we had done prior to the pandemic. So we're not there yet, but I just want to set the appropriate expectations that over the coming weeks, we will be going through this process to transition back towards the model that we had originally set up, where we encourage residents to enjoy their meals together in the main dining room, but obviously having the option to deliver your meals to your homes as well. As we've done previously, for those that are sick, obviously we would deliver those meals to your homes at no charge, as we've previously done. And again, we don't have any confirmed dates yet for these changes, and we'll make sure that we provide as much advanced notice as possible. So the question was, how will we let everybody know? We will publish it to TLG Connect. We will also make sure that there is written communication distributed to all residents. All right, I think that's it for the upcoming changes.
What about people in independent living who are not mobile enough?
So the question is, what about residents that are not physically capable of coming down to the dining room? They may not be sick, or they just may have some challenges coming down to the dining room. We'll work through those on a case-by-case basis. Great question. Before we open it up for questions, I just want everyone to look over to my right, your left. There's a gentleman leaning up against the trash can, now looking towards the building. Mr. George Bewick. George is the Health Services Administrator from our Human Good community in Bakersfield, known as Rosewood. And George has come up to spend some time with us here in Los Gatos on an interim basis to help provide support to the community with an emphasis on the health center. So George came up yesterday and brought the hot weather with him. So thank George from Bakersfield for this beautiful weather. Welcome, George. Just to let everybody know, the items that we discussed today, the upcoming changes or the recent changes, we will distribute written communication to all residents tomorrow to clarify everything that we've talked about today. So with that being said, we'll open it up for questions at this time.
They covered the waterfront.
Yes, Mr. Friebel.
I'm wondering if you give us an update on the fountain in place with the road garden.
So the question is, any updates on the plans for the fountain, specifically the plans out in the Rose Garden? I believe the work is scheduled to begin the week of April 12th. I don't know where Vincent went, but I believe that work is scheduled to begin that week, April 12th. So a week and a half from now. Mr. Barish.
Residents are in a meeting room or masks still required.
So the question was residents that are in the meeting rooms, if masks are still required. And yes, masks will continue to be required until further notice. Thank you for asking that question. One question that came through on the chat is if we have any plans for ordering meals online soon. We're working on the logistics to be able to make it possible once we sort of transition out of the menu distribution and meal delivery service as we know it today. We hope to be able to allow residents to order their meals online. We don't have any confirmed dates for that to take place. Yes, go ahead.
Will anything be done about those intense lights we put up so that they only shine down and not out and up?
So the question was if there's any plans to make adjustments to the new lighting that is quite intense, to maybe have it shine more down than up or more up than down. Hey, there's Vincent.
Yeah. So we're working on getting a film that goes over the light to help dim and reduce some of it. So I should be receiving some rolls of that. And anyone that has concerns with lighting, just please submit a work order and we'll cover those lights.
Thank you, Vincent. We had another hand. Yes, please.
As of this morning, I could only make a reservation for 2, and we can seat 4 at a table. Is there any plans to update that on Cubico when you make reservations?
Yes, that should be updated as of tomorrow. You're welcome. So the question was, so if anyone didn't hear, when you make your reservations through TLG Connect or Cubico, as of this morning, it only gave you the option to make a reservation for 2. As of tomorrow, you should have the ability to make a reservation for up to 4 people. Phil.
And the date for opening the dining room for dinner is when? I missed it.
We do not have a date yet.
That's why I missed it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see, any other questions from the group here or from those on Zoom? Got a message here. I'm worried to say this, but a comment that came through Zoom that says, it appears that channel 998 is fully functional. Congratulations. We are continuing to troubleshoot channel 998, but we are at least making a little bit of progress, it sounds like. Michelle.
I'm just curious, given what you have out here, now that people know that it's a 4 table, a show of hands, how many people would now go to lunch with me for the time because we have 4 tables? Just raise your hand.
So for anyone that couldn't hear that, Now that we know that reservations for 4 will be possible in the main dining room, if we could just get a show of hands of those who would be interested in coming to the main dining room for lunch. Great, thank you.
Follow up to that question.
Yes, Ms. Levine.
Okay, I'm a single. How do I make reservations with 3 other people?
So the question is, if you're just one person, how do you make reservations for 3 other people? There's a couple of different options. If you have 3 other people that you'd like to have a reservation with, just go ahead and make a reservation for 4 people under your name, and then just coordinate with those neighbors that you'd like to enjoy your meal with. Or if it's just you, but you'd like to sit with other people, when you make your reservation, there's an option that says, would you be, I think it's willing to share a table with others? And so check that box. And if you prefer to sit with 3 other people as opposed to just one other person, you can write that in the comment section when you make your reservation, and we'll do our best to accommodate it. Any other questions? We've got like 30 seconds. Linda, make it quick. So the question was, if we are taking the fountain away from the fountain court, when will we get a new one? So that's all scheduled to begin at the same time, the week of April 12th. We actually have some renderings that we have of the new fountain, as well as the work that will be done in the Rose Garden, and we'll get those published up in TLG Connect in the next few days. Anything else before we close? All right. Well, how does it feel to be together in person? Yeah. I couldn't hear you, Linda. Art, you have something?
Linda said, when are we gonna have birthday cake?
Oh, birthday cake. It's my birthday. I mean, I don't like to share it with anybody, but it is my birthday today. But really, no.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
One more time. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. I think there's like a slice and a half of carrot cake back in the office. If you'd all like to fight over it, you're welcome to. No, just to close, I want to thank all of you for joining today. Thank you for those that are joining us at home through Zoom. It is so good to be together. I'm excited for the upcoming weeks and months and the changes that we will see. Please, I cannot stress it enough though. We can't get too comfortable and let up on our precautionary measures. So we're going to be making some changes, but we can only make those changes because our residents and team members have been very, very good at sticking to the rules. So keep those masks on to the greatest extent possible. Keep distance, avoid physical contact as much as you can, especially when you have visitors that are coming into the community or you're going out of the community. Please continue to do your parts as you have done so well over the last year to help keep our community safe so that we can continue to move forward and we don't have to take any steps back in the process. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.